Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermorians. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. That's indiecd.org, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, and musicians. If you wish to join their numbers, please consider going to this link. It's in the description. And for a low fee of $40, you too can join the wonderful community, have access to the, though it is temporarily down, community calendar, and find all the best people to help you start small and shop small and build both your brand and theirs. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing to be part of. We are also made possible by sales of the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of our ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled the sword to teaching the art to others. Now, as well as Haints and Hellfire, my horror novel that you want to read the first one before you read the second that I'm working on. A dark secret has claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. Now, you may note that my introduction is a bit quieter than usual. That is because we are currently without heat. There are people working on it as we speak, but I didn't want to scream and startle them. And Alexander is asleep and under a fair mountain of blankets, so he doesn't quite notice that it is cold. So my goal is to let the boy sleep so that hopefully he can sleep through all the ups, downs, and shenanigans. This does mean, however, that I may be called away at random points during this broadcast, that you may note a slight tremble in my voice because I foolishly went to go to the bathroom, which meant I left my study, which has a computer in it, and my computer is kicking off almost enough heat to make it tolerable to be in here. I feel like I'm in a server room in the 90s. If you know, you know. And I should have said late 80s because it's colder than they are in the 90s. So, let's get into my accountability. Actually, I have done some writing. I don't know if I cracked 33,000 words yet. I was kind of hoping I did, but I think I'm going to be a few words shy because I had another project suddenly crop up. So give me a moment to double check. Wow. I should not have opened that door. It was just getting tolerable in here. I am just a few words short of 33,000. They will be done by today to at least hit that hump. Speaking of, good. Joey made it safely home. Now, not saying I worry, but I worry. In other news, what have I been up to since we spoke last? I've been doing some crafting. I've been prototyping to build Mandy a loom to go with her assorted spinning wheel projects because I am insane. And Mandy goes, "Ooh, that's kind of cool." And I go, "Okay, let me find some parts. I think I can make that happen." It's exciting. We are barreling towards the convention. I am still waiting to hear back from the radio people I have spoken to. The convention is going to be IndieCD.con 2. More indie, more Connie. At the Benton County Extension / the Assessor's Office / the Purdue Extension. It has a lot of names. It's on the Aidway in lovely Fowler, Indiana. I still have to make and or modify the flyer for that. I've had some family matters that required my attention, so it took up a lot of my attention. I also, you know what? I had fun. Well, not fun, but I am having some things that apply. So this is a spinning wheel that I bought. And I bought it when this whole spinning wheel thing first started because it's supposed to be a working model of a spinning wheel. And it functionally almost is. But it does not have the necessary end parts to actually spin. So while the wheel turns, and it turns the little thing, and it even turns the little axle like it's supposed to, because there's nothing to hold on to the fiber, you can't spin it into thread on this. So I bought it, but I ranked it 3 stars on Etsy. I ranked it 3 stars because the service was quick. You know, the service was listening. The shipping was fine. Came when it was supposed to. No problem. But I couldn't give it 5 because it does not actually spin. I have had repetitive messages from the company like, send it back, we'll give you a refund if you'll give us 5 stars. No. I will not give you 5 stars for a spinning wheel that does not spin. That's not the point. Now, I say this because if you're going to do small businesses, and many of us do, and you are going to do products, perhaps the lowest level of production value is that your product actually do what it claims to do in the simplest function. I did not expect this to spin well. I did not expect this to spin a lot. But I did expect to have the capacity to take a cotton ball, stretch it out a little bit, twist it, attach it to it, and turn and make a very tiny demonstrable amount of thread. That's the function. I would have left it at that, but they keep messaging me over and over again. Please return it and we will refund it and then bump us up to 5 stars. Now, it may be cold in here, but I'm feeling the delicious warmth of, but that wouldn't be right. And as my soul is heated by the flame of justice, I am forced to say no. So I advise everyone, if you're going to do a business, provide. Now, I understand there will be jerk customers. I know there will be people who don't play nice, or they try to scam you. Those aren't the people I'm talking to. I'm talking to you guys. Don't just provide what you say you're going to do. It doesn't have to be perfect. A lot can be forgiven. But do not. It reminds me. This is a parallel. Many, many, many years ago, I went with my friends after a practice. Oh, there was a group of 8 or 10 of us, to a place we affectionately referred to as the Dive. The Dive was a basically nameless truck stop restaurant in lovely Lake Station, Indiana. It was everything you expect a nameless truck stop restaurant to be in Lake Station, Indiana. It wasn't fancy. It wasn't expensive. It wasn't. Well, we kind of went by Waffle House rules. You don't ask too many questions because the food is good, and the service was. Usually you have waitresses who come chewing gum and call you hun. Not a problem. Now, on this day, because it was a 24-hour restaurant, and I did love that, on this day, something weird happened. The waitress came, said, "What do y'all want?" And I looked at her. I was a little confused. This is not normal waitressing behavior. And she said unto us, "Give me your drink orders. And be quick when I get back. I ain't waiting on you." And I stopped when she said that, as she stomped off with the drink orders, and I watched her go. And my friends were kind of shocked and they're talking, and the ones who knew me the longest went quiet and they looked at whatever was going on in my face, because I was vibrating to my very, very soul. And I'm not sure. I don't know if it was Trey. I don't know if it was the person known as Sword Sage, because I won't dox them online. But one of my friends looked at me. Heck, it might have been my lovely wife. And said, "Nick, are you all right?" And as I sat there, I was vibrating so hard, I was losing phase with reality. I went, she said she didn't want to wait on us. She's a waitress. It's literally in her job title. She's a waitress, the tress that waits. She is a modern, paid servant. Her job is to take our orders as customers, take them to the cooks, bring the food, and make sure my cup is not empty. I've worked in restaurants. Been front of the house, been back of the house. I understand the difference. The fact that I have a clean record, no drugs, and no tats, and I've worked in the back of the house is a freaking miracle if you understand what that means. And I'm sitting there and I'm just vibrating. And I stopped. Went, "Done!" And I stood up. And I walked. I'm leaving. And cup. A couple of my friends, well, you're just going? Oh, well, what about our drink orders? What about them? You guys can stay. I'm going to Denny's. Was Denny's nearly 20 miles away? Yes. Was I hungry? Yes. And did I walk into Denny's and they said, Nick, sir, what kind of day are you having? Are you having a good day? Nope. I'm having an absolute crap day. So here's the deal. Are you guys going to be able to wait on us? Like, are you going to mind taking our orders and actually bringing us our food? I know you're going to be out of something because it's the Portage Denny's and I've eaten there for many years. You're going to be out of something. I understand that. But I just need to know if you're willing to work with us. Because if not, I'll go to Michigan City. I'm done. And apparently I was speaking to the owner because we got the best service we've ever had. Now, the reason I tell you this story, friends, is because it is a parallel, almost a parable. In what we do as creatives, there is a marketing side, there is a customer service side, and there is a production side. Yeah, you look at this, these are the kind of triangle that holds us all together. It is important that we meet the bare minimum of reasonable common sense definition of these concepts. All right? I know some people who have failed miserably, and I mean it, miserably, at what we do. I set up for cons and I got nothing. Nobody'd come by my stuff. Nobody'd do a dang thing. And they yelled and raged. And they asked me, no, Nick, why? There are only a few reasons why you go dead. Excluding things like the economy has completely tanked and, people are looking at victory gardens to survive. Hint, hint, ton of bricks. Anyway, it's under promise. I mean, what you do is you under promise, over deliver, and you give a fair price. That's it. The under promising is I'm going to market this as a good thing. The over delivering is my product is going to be the best thing I can do at the time. Right? Setting the price is part of, don't expect people to pay vast sums of money for a book that they've never read from an author they've never heard of. I'm sorry. It sucks, but it's true. Especially these times. But there's one other great secret that so many artists and authors, especially at conventions, do not seem to grasp. Don't be rude. I had a lot of more colorful expletives rise up in me. But the trick is, don't be rude. Do what you say you're going to do. And don't be rude. When things mess up, and at some point, things will mess up. Orders won't be delivered. Things will run late. Something breaks. If something messes up, you fess up, refund if you can, and you keep walking. What you don't do is try to pressure your customers to giving you better reviews than perhaps you deserve, because if you do that, a few will cave. In fact, perhaps a great many will cave. And that's fine. But they will cave on your site. Doing so will also ignite their social media. And I don't just mean the networks like, the Book of Faces and Twix or X or, Elon's rockets and propaganda party, whatever. I mean, they're going to tell their friends. They're going to tell their colleagues. They're going to tell everybody. Would you believe what these people did? Even if they are the sweetest, gentlest little old ladies, they're going to be at the beauty shop telling all their sweet, gentle little old ladies everything. The tea will be spilled. Now, I am not putting them on full blast because I'm not going to share their company name. In part because I don't want that to work as actual advertising. And in part because I am far too spicy right now at what I consider injustice to really trust how quick I am to hit the red button on a few projects, you know? But, my friends, there is value in what I'm saying. There is a lesson. And I'm honestly never sure if it's an object lesson or an abject lesson, because I've literally heard it both ways, and I always forget to look it up. Feel free to mock me, but I'd rather admit my mistakes in front of you guys than try to cover them up later. I don't have the memory for such things. But, no, I don't want to open up 16 windows. Thank you. Anyway, it is an opportunity for us to think about what works. And getting back to my dear friend who's like, why don't I make any money? Conventions are coming up. Things are tight right now, and I hate to tell you, but the reality is a great many of us do what is considered luxuries. Despite what we will want to say, at least in the short term, people can survive without our books. Can they live without them? No, of course not. How could anybody have a full and well-meaning life without at least having a copy of The Simple Sword available through Amazon on their shelf? But, yes, Brian, hashtag always promote. But, it's necessary. And if people are going to put their money, which right now is scarce and going to be scarcer, you can't go in front of them and act arrogant. You can't go in front of them and not be personable. Now, this is hard. A lot of writers, a lot of artists are rather introverted. A lot of us prefer to speak through our creations. Lord knows my life would be so much simpler if I could just simply be that kind of person. But I have been forced not to be, and spent a lot of time there. As conventions come up, as things happen, do not be the person sitting and drawing and then looking up like people are interrupting you. You are not at a convention to get your work done for other projects. You are there first and foremost, even more than selling at the site, to get your stuff out there. If you get sales, groovy, wondrous. I love getting sales. Don't get me wrong, I do a lot of things, but I love getting sales. And not just because money is good. I like money. But because I know I've taken my stuff, my art, my crafts, my books, Mandy's books, Mandy's arts, Mandy's crafts, my buddy Kivrin's books and arts. She just does books. So I'm trying to remember which pronouns they're doing. It's a whole thing. Anyway. When one of those books goes into somebody's hand, I know they're going to enjoy it because my product is as good as I can make it. Could it be better? Sure. That's growth. I'm sure there are typos that I missed and the people I had proofread / edit my books missed. But I'm doing the best I can and I'm engaging with the public. If you find that you cannot engage with the public, there's a part of me that wants to say, get yourself a booth babe. A booth babe is not necessarily to me, a gender-based term. It depends on what you're fishing for, what kind of bait you put out there. But get yourself somebody who's a friend. You all have that friend. Because if you're an introvert and you know people, that means at least one extrovert has adopted you and forced you into the public. And what you do is you bribe that friend with money, goods, or services to come with you to the conventions. And you know what they do? They sit there and they look pretty and they attract people and they talk and they charm and they sling your stuff. And then you give your friend, and this could be relative, this could be friend, spouse, quasi-spouse who, because you're in a platonic polycule and they live, just far enough away that you can't just simply adopt them and put them in your basement. Whatever. You get somebody who will help. Or you learn how to be serviceable. But no matter how good your book is, no matter how wonderful your product is, if you mistreat the customers in any way, shape, or form, not only will you lose their sale, but it will radiate like a rock thrown in a puddle. So be straight with folks. You know what I mean. And give good faith efforts, because that's what we're going to need now. We're going to need honest, good faith efforts. And if you have the means, especially with the way things are and the way things are coming up, to shop small, support your fellow creators. Now, I had means and plans to do a lot of things, and then I woke up cold today. So I'm just trying to figure out how many digits worth of limitations on my means I'm going to have by the end of the next couple hours. So I came on just a little spicy because it is hump day. And sometimes you want a little spice with your spice, so to speak. I have confirmation that at least a few people will be at IndieCD.com. I'm pretty sure Joe and Trey will be there. I have absolute faith in you guys as I get the big thumbs up. I'm pretty sure Donna and Carl will be there. I'm pretty sure that someone else will be there. But we'll deal with that as such things come to discussion. If you want to be there, we're running out of time. And frankly, I could use the financial influx. Now is a great time to throw about $40 at me to have a table for IndieCD.com. I will not be charging a fee to get in. I never do. I'm not charging anybody any more than I'm charging myself because I'm factoring me having to pay myself $40 into the cost of everything because it's only fair. Yes, that's a thing. There's math there. Usually I try not to be involved in my own life. The less I know about my own life, the better everyone seems to be. It keeps words like cryptid and, entity of interest and why are there drones and black helicopters out of my usual vocabulary. I mean, if they want to go chase Mothman, that's fine. I can't say I blame them. She's pretty cute. I don't know why they say she's hard to find. You just need a big enough lamp. But that's okay. They want to try to catch Biggie? Good luck. Have fun. And as for Nessie and all her cousins, well, you don't find her, she finds you, and maybe you survive the experience. They're kind of like the mob. You know, we're not going to deny or confirm anything, allegedly, but they're what you call a meritocracy. And as long as you stay in your territory, you have the merit, demonstrated the merit to continue to exist. You know, it's a matter of decency. One must know their roles, or the Selkies have to come talk to you in the night, and we don't want that. So, guys, come out to the convention, see some shenanigans. I'll be doing art. There'll be big stompy robots. Oh, there will be big stompy robots. Joe has been working his butt off. There will be robots which stomp. And surprises. So, today is, of course, Wednesday, which means it's going to be an art day. I think I've talked and wound myself up enough that I have blood flowing to my hands. That might have been part of why I'm like, I'm going to ignite a little bit of the righteous indignation just to keep the heat going. You know, got to modulate that. We don't want to go into full fire and brimstone. Unless y'all need Brother Love's Travel and Salvation show to remind you why you need to act like a decent human being, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is run Joe's ad, remind you that everybody needs an editor and a proofreader, and oftentimes both a 3-year-old to tell you if your plan is good and a 12 to 13-year-old to look at what you what you have written is actually appropriate or has something that will make the whole audience laugh dramatically at what you're trying to do. So, I am super behind in the comments. I am super behind in the art that I have to do for next week. And I am slightly motivated. So let's listen to what Joe has to say, and let's kick the tires and light the fires, folks. Alrighty, let's go through the lovely comments. Whew. Give me just a second. Oh, in case you missed the update, a couple people did, because one of the shows I was in the background of, I did find out that the pop I heard when I caught myself a while back was me tearing both the major tendons in my arms, and I'm waiting for some strappy dudes to come. Well, I was going to order them, and now I have to wait. But it does mean my lift capacity is garbage for a bit, and it does make my current physical therapy magical. But I am okay. Nothing is broken. Because I know some of you have noticed, hey, Nick, when you move your arms because you're talking with your hands, you wince. Are you okay? I have gotten your messages. I appreciate them greatly. I am okay. And Trey's first through the door at 9:30. Morning, all. Morning, Trey. We got greetings from Carl, and we got greetings exchanged. And Carl hears Donna cackling about something. This can't be good. They'll probably be entertaining. Absolutely. Hi, Foxy. And we got Foxy, and we have Trelena. We don't have Amanda because she's downstairs watching the plumbers, because with the amount of money we're going to be spending, we might as well, she might as well get a home repair show. Let's see. Accountability. Sorry, I clicked that and went away. Come back here. Thank you. Going to clean up the bedroom a bit today and try to figure out what the dog is so obsessed about behind the headboard. Good idea. A toy or a portion one might be there, or a snack. There's a lot. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm kind of tired of him waking me up digging for it. Good choice. Our cats are obsessed with underneath the fridge. I know they like to shove cat toys under there. I shudder to think what it looks like under there. Well, you can always get like a coat hanger, bend it and reach it down under and just kind of gently pull, making sure you're leveraging to the bottom, and see what comes out. Just don't angle up or you might get into your fridge and have problems. Also, his new duck toy would have worked great for another dog. He destroyed it entirely, only buying either super cheap or good quality from here on out, LOL. Goodwill plushies on half-off days. I've been to Goodwill a lot lately, and I haven't seen a half-off day in a very long time. But given the amount of Nerf guns I have found at my local Goodwills, I can't complain. Oh, God. You ever swallow wrong and it feels like somebody just punched you from the inside of your throat? Oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, poor Foxy. And pups and kittens will terrorize you. It was cool, so I had a pile of cats on my legs this morning. I did not want to get out of bed, but I had too early to bring a stool down to Mandy. Usually, Trey, I can do a buck. All right, Carl? About 95% of the time, he's a good pup. But that 5% can sure get you, especially at 5 a.m. Calvin likes to shove his mouse toys under Mom's dresser. Then he can't reach them. It's fun to see Dad get on his knees to get them out. Oh, no, says Foxy. My computer has the Windows Update icon at the bottom of the screen. Wonder what new bugs they will have this time. May the farce be with you, and also with you. I had that this morning, too. I was too jaded to even look up what it would do, so I just got it over with. Ha-ha! Yep. I was about to say, no, it's not. Let me look at my main screen. There it is. It can wait. I am not dealing with that with the way my today is going. Thank you very much. I'll probably do it before bed. Oh, really? Watch me knock the green room myself. Anyway, morning and Thesis is greeting everyone. Am I set to go off? Set off. Yeah, I have to prove my updates because I have to double check things. Yeah, I'll do mine after stream tonight. If I don't do it before bed, it'll go on its own and be tomorrow me's problem. Yay, tomorrow me. I like to get it done while I'm still alert enough to fix it, just in case. I tried to do them immediately after I have streamed, because usually I have a few hours before I have to stream. It's the safest time. And hold on, I need to bring Trey up for a second. If you ever played those old, don't you stop, the old JRPGs where they would look over your shoulder, or like Pokemon, that's what that screen looked like, and it amused me to no end. And I just wanted to share that because it looked like the cat was having a serious conversation, which given who she is and what, her proclivities, I'm you know what? With the way the world's going, I am waiting for Trey to either come out with a full like Kiki hat and just double down on the applied witchery, or get like a long-handled vape and start laying around with two creepy twins and, a poor sucker named Watanuki or whatever, God, I haven't watched that series in a long time, and now I want to again. Anyway. Hello, Holic. How are you? Anyhow. Greetings from Donna. That is a on-topic jump. Hey, Dama. Foxy's waving, and there she is. And here's something fall in the distance, back in a few. Here's same noise, stays in chair. The Witsman dude is braver than I am. And I think later today I'll write a review for the dog toy that died. Let folks know that most dogs, it may be a good toy, but if you have a super chewer, not a Tans. Super chewer! And that's how that's the audio of every toy that ever has come through most of my parents' dogs. Of course, my parents' old dogs, the siding was a toy, but they were 180 and 220 pound, like German Shepherd St. Bernard mixes or something. Anyway, hey Donna, good thing for people to know. Yeah, good idea. Yeah, give honest reviews. Nick, you're being petty. Yes. Being petty sometimes is just. Well, nothing looks torn up downstairs. Guilty-looking little BB came out of the library. All I can think is all the times I was listening to your attempts to catch that cat. So I figure that cat should be looking guilty all the time. The girl cats are usually not a problem. That's because they're ladies, and ladies don't start fights, but they do finish them. With all the issues in the world today, I think we're ready for the matriarchy. I've said that for years. It'll bring different problems for sure. I hate that so many villains currently look like me. It is becoming annoying. That's okay. Not the first time women have had to clean up after men. Wow. Certainly the last when you married me, Lamau. What the heck did you guys do to this society? I'm not cleaning that up. Dr. Doom 2020, whenever he decides to show up at this point. I mean, at least if we're going to have evil, can we at least have competent evil? Is that too much to ask? No, just move to Latveria. Give it a minute. Latveria will move here. No, I'm going to wake up some morning with a metal mask on. Dang it. I got to witness something cool that I don't normally get to see while taking the pupper to his potty. Watch the moon setting over the mountains. That's cool. That is genuinely cool. Neat thesis. That sounds beautiful. Very cool thesis. Sounds pretty. And here comes Nick. Oh, yes. Here we go. It was pretty. If it wasn't so cold, I would have got my phone out and taken a picture. Don't forget to like and share, folks. And morning, Nick. Morning, Foxy. Hey, Nick. Hey, Donna. And morning, Dawn. And Dawn is, of course, uh-oh. Aw. Okay. I got a private message that I just noticed. It was adorable. Anyway, not quite. Where are we? Here we are. Sorry. It's cold enough that I'm trying to tell my hands to do things and they don't want to necessarily. But Dawn is the creator of her fanciful felines, Georgette and Buddy, or better known as Buddy and Georgette on Facebook. She is also the hostess with the mostest of Indie CD 411. And yes, if you would like to PayPal her to get her to purchase a Elvira dress, I'm sure that is available if you throw enough money at her. But what she normally does is this. And I just got notice for the people wondering, so far it is a thermocouple and a gas valve. As we do not have a furnace, we have a boiler. It is something that I do not mess around with. Anytime you get steam-powered, compressed water, anything, I'm hands off. Unless I'm at the Heston Steam Museum, which if you haven't been, you need to go, especially around Halloween. You either go around Halloween, you go when they are, I can't remember if it, when, is it the Steam Days? When they do the Civil War reenactments and they have the Confederates try to rob the train. And, of course, the big Christmas ride with the Cocoa. All the fun of the Polar Express with none of the weird CGI Tom Hanks children. Shockingly, I like trains. Anyhow, where are we? Yes, morning. We have greetings, more greetings. I don't trust this weather, so reschedule my doc appointment. I don't trust anything, so we got FM PBS, Nick. Hello, today on Nevermind the Furthermore. My PBS voice, I have to sit and listen to. PBS is okay. If I go full NPR, we have a problem. And the thing is, I really want to train to get the NPR voice because I've always found it eerily soothing, but I don't quite get there. It's like I have a problem with anyone who's mastered what I call the Delilah tone. Yes, Delilah. And I say that because I watched Trey just do it, because if you know, you know. More Insomniac things. Although, can we give some love to Maria Palmer over on Rock 95.5? That used to be my jazz station about 3 lifetimes and an incarnation ago. But that woman is absolutely brilliant and remarkably charming in her complete insanity, and bless her. Anyway, I like her Instagram too. A lot of fun to watch. Okay, good morning and happy hump day. Hi, Chris Walker. I'm sure you're squeeing. Hey, Dawn, good thinking. And accountability, Color Street shenanigans yesterday. I don't know what Color Street is. Slept like crud last night. Messed my hand up last night, but had an amazing day with Bestie, though. That sounds nice. And greetings for Chris, and greetings. And we're supposed to meet my bestie and her hubby for Valentine's Day lunch today, keeping an eye on the weather. And hey, Chris, and brr, and oh no, yeah, it's we are probably low 60s, high 50s right now in my room right now, judging by the coolness. Hope I get warm soon. Oh, so do I. You know, the mighty manatee man is not a creature meant for this kind of Arctic stuff. I am not a beluga. Fresh water, clear fresh water, warm fresh water. No predators, no predation. Don't hate, potate. And I may be 100 pounds down and holding 110 pounds down. But, by the way, I am indeed 110 pounds down. Yeah, I'm ready for warm water. I want to be warm water up to my nose. I don't care if that means I'm standing, sitting, or laying down. I want to be like this. I want to be able to float and look down and see fish, possibly. Sending Nick warm thoughts, Nick. I'd love some warm thoughts. Whew, gotta be careful, though, because I'm still broadcasting, so I can't make the sort of thoughts that went through my mind vocal. But I'm sure you are intelligent enough to have fun with where I could have fun with that set of thoughts. And speaking of warm thoughts, hi, Sarah. You know, she may be a quasi-vampiric, unalive version of an entity crawling from her crypt to go work at a cursed movie theater somewhere in the wilds of Illinois for now. But she does it with style. At least we're working on it. Hey, Sarah and Chris. Greetings, and a squee! Chris, Sarah, hey, I know, I'm supposed to draw. More Indy and more Connie? Why did I imagine my former boss hanging out with Indiana Jones? Don't make me get the fedora. I can crack a whip. Which reminds me, I saw an ad for a very specific type of bracelet that completely called me out, and I'm just still reeling in shock. No, I'm not going to say which one or what it refers to. Maybe I'll share it to a couple people. Nichols, I've gotten the company to shut up by telling them I'll report them for harassment. I wasn't going to, but it shut them up. See, the thing is, I am poor, personally, because I try not to spend more money than I have to. Especially now. But, my duckies. I am petty when I need to be. And as certain older gentlemen will tell you, there are few hobbies greater than running counter annoyance on things like telemarketers. You are talking to the man who for 3 years straight, because I made the mistake of saying yes when I was called by Riva, the lovely sounding Indian lady from New Delhi, who was trying to get a hold of my brother-in-law every morning for an outstanding debt that wasn't even his. Every morning she'd go, hey, and I go, hey, Riva, how you doing? You having a good one? Thanks for the wake-up call. I appreciate the courtesy call. I don't have to worry about my alarm clock not working. I know you'll call me and hello, is Rick there? You really need to work on your English enunciation, but that's okay. I find it charming. I think about her sometimes, and I hope she's doing well. I mean, I know I had to be annoying because she had to call me every morning at work, knowing I was going to respond in some strange and bizarre fashion. And if she has a good sense of humor, she had fun with it. If she doesn't, she suffered every second. And I look deep in my heart, which is currently a cold black husk because I've been manifesting the Gen X side of my Dampier-like tendencies, to see if I care either way. And I don't. And on that message, I need to run an ad because our good friend Grant is still doing things and he likes his ads run, so rock on.
Finally, it's time for the follow-up to the hit modern fantasy comic book, Beowulf. Victor, the reincarnation of the legendary warrior Beowulf, is plagued by visions of his ancestor facing off against his most infamous rivals, Grendel and Grendel's mother. Victor, with his lovable sidekick and spirit guide Moony the cat with magic powers, must reevaluate everything they've come to believe in this epic adventure. Were Grendel and Grendel's mother actually the monsters they were portrayed as in storybooks? Could somebody be using dark magic in an attempt to resurrect Grendel and his mother in a petty act of revenge? For the answers to these mysteries, plus plenty of action, humour and magic, check out Beowulf, Grendel's Curse. This is a 3-issue miniseries, with each issue being over 30 pages. Get it now for a limited time on Kickstarter.
Her tongue is a snake. I don't know if she's a monster, but I would at least classify her as fairly monstrous. And if it were, wow. If Beowulf was a Greek story, I know she would have, offended Zeus by saying no or something. Offended Zeus. Yeah, offended Zeus. And or something like that. So she would get to chill with some of my favorite people, Medusa, Arachne, and Cassandra. And before you say, but Cassandra didn't have a monstrous curse, let me tell you, as somebody who spent a while knowing exactly what was going to happen, telling people exactly what was going to happen, and watching them go, "You're wrong," and then complain about what happened that you told them in clear if-then statements. It is a curse. It is a vile and horrible curse, and Apollo did her wrong. Sorry. I still have a headcanon / fanfiction that someday I'm going to write, where Cassandra and Odysseus meet up because her curse was that nobody would believe her. And Odysseus's other name in certain cyclopean circles is nobody. And that's wiggle room in a contract. And if there's one thing I love, it's wiggle room in a magical contract. Was there ambiguity? Did you leave a place for someone to profit? I mean, what? No, never. I have never gotten beneficial contracts. Always give an equivalent exchange. And if not, shall I say, I had permission. Anyway, back to the commentary. Where was I? Nope. Comment dump. Hold on. Meow. Wow. Okay. Winding. You guys have been talkative. Okay. Truck stop and Donna. Oh, wait. No. Wait. I read that, but I don't think I read that to you. Wait. There's the Nichols. Indiana Jones. Okay. Be quiet. It's one thing to ask to improve the product, to up the ratings, but dang, yeah. My reviews aren't for sale. Will I review your products? Yes. If you sponsor me, if you send me a product to review, I will review it. So if Dart Zone said, "Nick, here is a blaster, please review it," I would review it. If Nerf sent me a blaster, I would review it. If Busby sent me a blaster, I would review it. If Purple Heart Armory sent me something, I would review it. But I would review it honestly. Because while my attention may be for sale, my discernment is not. And good morning. Greetings. I wasn't there for the waitress, so it must have been Sage or Amanda. Probably. Wow, I hope you didn't leave a tip. A tip. Oh, ask me someday about when IHOP decided to mess me over and say that I was part of a group that I wasn't, to add tax and not to add mandatory gratuity and not bring me all my food. This truck story reminds me of when someone set off Donna. I'll be in the car. Mm-hmm. Yes, Donna. I'm sure you guys have already, but please check out my hit Kickstarter if you haven't. And there's the link. And you've had the ad, and good for you. Thank you. Because sometimes applied pettiness is a good thing. Good morning. Good morning, Dan Hollifield. How are you? I'm an hour in. There will be art shortly. I got behind, and I want to hear what you guys have to say. Greetings. Keep each other greetings right. No. Good morning, everyone. The Burning is Yarn will be tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Starting next week, it will have a new name, but same time. Burn. It will be missed. The king is dead. Long live the king. Dan! Greetings, greetings. The end of an era. We must make it memorable. Uh-huh. Didn't know you were ending the burning as yarn. So we should be on our best worst behavior? When aren't you, Thesis? Don't answer that. Like you're just ending the name. It's grown beyond burning in yarn, so we started under a new name. Same bat time, same bat channel. Uh-huh. Joe Man! Well, yeah. If I look at Trey, I go, it's Joe Man. But my man, too. Ha ha. No, in the words of Joey Rower. Anyway, Yoshi is visiting me. Okay, cool. Good, Joe and Trey. Accountability. The final plate of BSRs just started printing. Thursday, I'm going to start a 30-plus hour stream to hopefully gain more followers, various channels, but also the BSR trophy for the upcoming IndieCD.com. Now, y'all, I am not allowed to enter my own tourneys anymore since I won one. But that kind of, there is want and desire. Nice, Joe. What, Joe? I've never changed my review, though I have had a few companies that tried. I reported them to the Zon. Well, this is through Etsy, so I can't, Bezos has no power there. So I shared the spreadsheet with my other two Color Street gals. And they're very excited to start to inventory their stashes. They said thank you to those that helped. I still don't know. I believe I'm sorry, every time I hear Color Street, I think that isn't one of those multi-level marketing schemes, is it? Like selling those really expensive leggings? Is it? I hope so, or not. I don't know. I want Dawn to make money. I just noticed that the date for today's show says it's 2014. Well, shoot. Okay. Fellow people of 2014. This is going to sound odd, but what you're going to want to do is get a whole bunch of N95 masks and put them in like a foil sealed package, like in Ziplocs. Buy them now and stock up for the future, because it's not hoarding if you're doing it slowly over time before it's needed, and then sell it. There are going to be these things called streaming services. Buy stock in them. Fear the Musk. Fear him. Fear him. The rocket is a distraction. Anyway, where was I? Let's see, 2014. What was I doing in 2014? Yeah, I think I remember now. Where did my stuff go? Why is that being farcical? Okay, the comment dump. Where? Okay, there we go. My comment dump was getting a comment dump. Where were we? Oh my gosh, I'm so behind. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Wow, past Nick caught up with today, Nick. I might be lighter than I was in 2014. Wow. I might actually be lighter than I was in 2014. I'm a lot grayer, but I think I look better. I didn't look good with the full color pigment. It's like my face was designed to be a grumpy old man. I'm serious. I really do think I look better with the gray hair than I ever did with my brown auburn stuff. I mean, I'd take the hairline back, but anyway, yes, if rude, there are a lot of other booths to put that money toward. Yep, and do it. Let your money do the walking. And then the friend gets home after expending too much energy and their babies. They pass out with a smile because they had an amazing day spending time with family and making connections. Yup. That's why we're hiring you, Dawn. I am terrible at it. Plus, we can't actually be there. Dawn is the person to hire. It's almost like I was setting up for her to promote her services. Oops, I would never do that. Especially with this economy. Very choosy where a little bit of money goes. Rough love, yet so true. Oh yeah, I need to pay for the con. Oops, no worries. No worries. You guys, I understand. Long time goers just can get me the money. If they have to get me the money, then. Right now, nada. Still sick of getting sick. So survival mode equals yes. You do what you got to do, Sarah. But we got to get you healthy so that you can come out to things, so that we can see you in all your wondrous gothic glory and just be like, yes. We do have a cash to get it to the bank to send to Dawn. PayPal, yes, of course. PayPal's always okay. I live and die by PayPal. PayPal is my friend. I also accept cash. And in some cases, equivalent exchange. Working on thesis commission tonight. Then it's con prep time. Have fun, Trey. His mom's going to love that peep. Squee. Love y'all. And come to IndieCD.com for books and games. Stay for kitchen shenanigans. Please remember that the kitchen, we need to do that. We need to host a green room from the green room or something. Man, that would be a blast to see so many of us in one place in the flesh. If only there was a place. If I ever painted here, I might do green. Shenanigans and whips and friends making money for their works equals spectacular. Sarah, if you could do it, I guarantee a squee just for you. You have more luck getting there than either Foxy or I would, Sarah. But if I could do what? Oh, I'll get to the con, transportation lack. But love that it is coming up. I had to get a tendon in my elbow reattached. No bueno. Sending pinky flutters. It's appreciated. So far, it didn't break the bone. We're going to see how it heals in the next few weeks, because the last thing I need is another surgery looming. Dan says, did I ever tell Nick the good news about book 3 and book 4? Book 3 has had the recommended edits finished, is waiting formatting and printing. Book 4 has had its series creators' approval and excellent. Great to hear. Book 4 sits at 9,698 words. Rock on. Morning, Dan. I should say do the update at 6:57 tonight. Brett and I were having serious discussions. Serious discussions. I could tell. I'm totally okay with Trey getting her familiar action on. Although, and I don't know if I got it to share, because I'll find things on Facebook and they'll disappear. Somebody was selling wrought iron crows that were this tall in different poses, and they had a pillar in their house with a little shelf around it. So there were these crows, and I'm like, yes, please. Because crows are just feathery gargoyles, and I love them all. I don't know why there's always at least 2 that watch me when I go places. But that's normal, right? Everybody has two crows that follow them around watching for them to go places. I'm worried I'm going to get caught in some Christmas lights, pulled up a tree, gouge an eye, and just hang there for a while with the way my luck goes. That was a horrific joke to make, and I should feel sorry for it. Dawn gets out paracord, chuckles. Must be durable. And I think I can type some things up for you when I'm not so feverish, Foxy. Some things that could come in handy. Rock on. Woo! Woo, my nerves are interconnected again. My thumb and pinky are talking to each other. Bad enough that I was picturing Dawn in an accident yesterday. That's terrible. My babies. Oh. And yes, Sarah, I need some heavy canvas toys for a little boy to use. I see. Well, I was with Emmy, so there were no rails. Pretty sure we turn into 14-year-old gals and get very distracted. Squirrel! Heston Steam Museum is freaking awesome. Look it up. Go. Ride the little trains. Pay money. Everybody was confused because normally I'm all about the steam trains, but there's one that doesn't look like a steam train. I want to say it's actually a miniature diesel. But every time I go there, I have to ride it because it's number. And the number? Well, it's the 39. And it's, if I see a train number 999, I have to ride it, if anything, to see if there's a little blonde lady a tall blonde lady in a furry hat. That is an obscure reference. Bonus points to anybody who knows. Squirrel! And I said squirrel twice, but considering I made a Galaxy Express 39 reference, it was necessary. Somebody's going to make the Toshiro joke. I realize I set myself up for the Toshiro joke. You don't need to make it. It's okay. I am aware I am short and round and rather well-nosed. Oof. I wouldn't get anything softish. A very thick rope could last. But I'm sending you some links to toys to get you an idea too. You may need to remind me, but I'm writing down to try to remember. He loves his ropes for tug of war. They're talking about their dog. They're talking about their dog. They're talking about the dog. It is about the dog. Y'all? I know. Sorry about that. Appreciate you checking on me. Always. And super effective and rewarding training. My ex-mother-in-law was a dog trainer for decades. I learned through her for several years. You have talents I did not know about. Oh, gosh. I got to run an ad. Give me a second. Let me find it. Let me find one. Okay, here. We'll run Cindy's ad. And we're back. Supporting Cindy Kempis is a good idea. All righty. Anybody who comes down here will be taken to the Railroad Museum a few miles down the road. Rock on. He's doing really well on training. Only problem is we have his recall, and he's getting better at it. Rock on. Racquetballs are great for super chewers. You just have to watch out for when they go shooting out the side of the mouth. Kong is good. Kong is your friend. Good going, Nick. That's great, Nick. Not sure what that was referring to. Probably the weight loss thing. But training in various things like behaviors or for anything else works for everything. A few of you are going to get a video that I found today. And yes, giggles. Oh my goodness, Inigo is rolling on the bed, then stood up. Holy static. He's short-furred, but he's standing on end. Ah. Lamau, forehead kisses from me. I don't know who got forehead kisses, but they are lucky. LOL, I called myself Cassandra of Tech when I warned people about tech things. Nobody I worked with understood the reference. Honest reviews equal yes. Wonder how many people would stop sending things to anyone who isn't just in it for the freebies. And I actually care about the stuff. I just can't always afford to review it. That's what happens when you're one of the smartest people in the room, Carl. I've made references that relatives didn't understand as well. I generally miss pop culture references. It's Foxy. I wasn't talking about you, love. I know that you're bones. I'm talking about the people who should be smarter and just aren't. Oh, I miss pop culture references, Foxy, but the classical ones, sigh. It is not necessarily who knows what references, because I travel in so many communities. I understand that the knowledge and in-jokes won't cross over to all of them. But there's a wise saying, and that is this: he who laughs last thinks slowest. And being intelligent and being quick are actually two different things. And we wrote down a few things to remember to get into tips with Indigo. Might use what works and tweak as necessary. Might take me a bit until I'm better, but I'm on it. Rock on. Yes, it's direct sales, Color Street. Okay. Doing more for fun so I can make my nails pretty. It's also an excuse for breakfast and coffee. That's fine. I run booths at gaming conventions. That means it is a business expense for me to go to gaming conventions. It is part of the goodwill tour for me to occasionally game at gaming conventions. 2014 people and loads of TP forts. 2014 equals run, and more runs. 'Twas a good time, actually. Time lapse. Thank you. Because I do actually have to do an art thing at some point. Because everything runs out with nothing to do with pandemic you will be facing. Yay! Finger fumble, Don. I'm gonna have a drink. One moment. Now that Chris has done finger fumbling Dawn, sure. Grumpy old man, I'm in this mean and I don't like it. I know I'm lighter than I was in 2014 because that's like I lost 50 pounds in 2020. I gained so much weight since then, still trying to figure me out. Still looking forward to see Sarah gothify a traditional Chinese outfit like I suggested on Saturday. Thesis. You suggesting something that would be better by giving it a Chinese-ish flair? This is a shocking occurrence. I am mind blown. I would have never suspected. That being said, you're both right, and I kind of want to swear in appreciation, but I won't because the stream is a better behaved stream. I gained a lot of weight suddenly years ago. I couldn't do it. Can't get rid of it. I understand. Yes, for healthy. Aiming for a different job instead of a second one. All I do is get sick there. Now that I'm not going in before open. Biological warfare while open, and managers like the lady who took over Dumbledore and went to prison, a 25-year-old version. I'll be honest. I thought of Dumbledore as kind of a yutz. Not Dumbledore. I'm sorry. Dumbledore's there. Voldemort. Kind of a yutz. My gosh, he was a diva. Totally obsessed with a teenage boy. Honestly, what he needed was a makeover, a nose job to get back to looking like Ralph Fiennes. But it's like, dude, chill pill. Enjoy the attention you were getting from freaking Bellatrix Lestrange, because until she offed Fred, she was, and she still is, I don't care what anybody says, but Dolores Umbridge is an entity I had encountered. We all have encountered a Dolores Umbridge. And frankly, I believe of all the things J.K. Rowling created, wrote about, or made that I find effective or inspiring or interesting, her greatest creation was a so universally hated villain that she had to know one and just decided, I am putting you in this book so that you have loathing by all, and then get to have oh, I wish I had some coconut shells to make the cloppity clop noises. Because again, if you know, you know. And Rich has one crow follow him around. Cha! A crow molted a full-sized, perfect feather that landed right in front of my feet. My familiars left me a gift. It's funny how many people I know who resonate with crows and things. A 25-year-old Umbridge? That's kind of scary. Dude, you guys have your cats. It's only one doggo. So yes, all about the doggos. It's a squee for me. Oh, I love dogs. I love dogs. Xander's a little afraid of them. Because of my health, I can't give a dog an active enough lifestyle that it would deserve. Unless it were a very small dog. And I don't know if that counts as a dog. But yes, the idea of taking like a Yorkie and putting it through extreme obedience training. I did for a long time want a Min Pin and a Dobie that I could name Bait and Switch, because the Min Pin would be trained to bark voraciously and constantly at anything that was a threat, and the Dobie would be trained to be dead silent. Or either two Dobies or two Min Pins that I would have to name. I would have no choice. I would have to name them Zeus and Apollo. And then say, come along, lads. Heaven help Tom Selleck if he ever came around. Yes, Chris, exactly like Umbridge. I had one manager like that years ago, cried every day. I'm reliving the trauma, literally. Just remember, however miserable they are trying to make you, they are suffering more. I'm not saying you should show mercy on them. I'm saying delight in that. Kong, the right size of Kong, and hardness level. I love educated people making the right responses. The actress did a great job. Hated her character. Rick James couldn't slap her hard enough. Wow. Spam. And thus it was said in the book of St. Fafo, keep thy pimp hand strong. A reading from the commandments of St. Fafo. Anyhow, very good job and so on point. I'm good. Look at some Kong stuff. Hugs, Sarah. Hate what you went through that experience. I'll help with toys and acronyms and tips. Remind me in the green room to talk about Dad fell for a Dickford joke. And LL, it was epic. Chris, we're going through it again. Comment dump. Wah, wah, wah. I want to lead her out to the centaurs. Good for you, Sarah. Loads of TP. Cornholia would be happy. Please, for a smuggle. No. No. No, no, no. We are not. Camp Chair looked like it was fun, Sarah. Actually, Nick, I was suggesting the opposite, to take traditional Chinese and add... Oh, I know. I'm poking fun, my dear boy. I watch a lot of Chinese period romance and period romance fantasy-ish content. I love the Chinese ghost aesthetic, and I think Sarah can pull it off dramatically well. I never thought about claiming table fees as a tax deduction. Yes, table fees and entrance fees, gas. My problem is I don't do it enough yet for it to be more than the standard deduction, but always track it. That way, when you do more, if they ever audit you and say, well, where did this come from? You can say, well, I was doing this much this year, this much this year, this much this year, and I cracked the line this year. I could do a pretty good impression of Cornholio Beavis. People watched his stream. I did have heard it, indeed. Great thesis. Mrs. Malfoy had an undeniable allure as well. I'll give you that. I think I described it as Hanfu meets Morticia Adams. Excellent. Nick shooting with a Chihuahua shooting Nerf darts for the pup to receive. Actually, it would be rival balls, because rival balls are about that big, so the dog wouldn't choke on them, and they're sturdy. I've realized that my cats love them, so I somehow have made at least 1,000 rival balls disappear in my house, because Snickerdoodle is a mighty hunter amongst the hunters, and between Snickerdoodle and Boots, they love to hunt down, track, and assault rival balls, and then they disappear downstairs. So somewhere in my basement is a mountainous pile of rival darts. The problem is they chew through the half darts and the regular darts. Although, for people interested, I do have a new dart blaster coming my way fairly soon that I've been very eager to get, because it was an interesting design and they discontinued it looks like. So I got my paws on it a while ago. It's just one of those, when you order things, it's like months and months and months and months for them to come. I mean, a lot of kitty talking versus all the doggo talking. No, I'm not giving you the slightest problem about it. I love dogs. It's just my cats came and kind of saved me when I was at my worst. And now I can't think of not having cats, because they are needed. We no longer have a cat sitter, so Lynn is thinking she may not be able to go to cons this year. Oh, that's sad. Never thought of dog training was a new bit of info of things I've learned. Cool to realize. Not until you said something about no skills. Interesting. Have you considered applying at kennels? Or studying to be a vet tech? You have. You are sharp enough to pull it off. Trust me, I've known vet techs. And right now, Trey is laughing, or she will be when she realizes what I just implied. And there it is. The gravity of the situation almost hit her as hard as it hit others. And guys, please like and share this. I know it's taken me a long time to get to the art. Dang, I think that goes for a lot of people. Kind of universal. And yep, time for me to hop. City of Valpo got a complaint about our work zone from a I'm trying to decide if I really want to say that one or not, but
I swear on a stack of Bibles, that is what it actually shows in the email, too.
in that case, it's simply being accurate. To rehash, time for me to hop. City of Valpo got a complaint about our work zone from a Tit McFiggle. Yeah, do with that what you'd like. See you folks tonight. I'm in art mode mentally. I really don't want to draw live what is running through my mind because I'll get in trouble. But the character design for Tit McFiggle is in my head, and I don't know if I can get away with it. Well, she was Bellatrix's sister, Nick. And as soon as you said that, I had the image of Bellatrix, and I lost her name. Gall. Malfoy's mom, who actually starts with an A. Anyway, but I envisioned them doing the sisters routine from White Christmas. Sisters, sisters, there were never a pair more devoted sisters. Let's see. Wow, and Joe's gone. See you later, Joe. Pretty sure Umbridge is butthurt from things I sent pics of which just happened to be cleaned month after months of trying to get it done in-house. Problem solving in-house. Could be report that as retaliation over micromanaging to corporate, but using that energy to go going someplace else. You can do it! Giggles. Okay, I gotta get to arting. I have been delaying this. Yes, I've put kettles on my job hunt, and also I enjoy volunteering at the animal shelter. It's hard for most people, but if I didn't, they wouldn't have had time off their concrete tent. A tit is a type of bird. Yes. Tit McFig. Narcissa! Thank you. It's a great name. Gotta give that. Pens. We both benefit from each other. And one doggo put his paw in my hand from the kennel. My heart melted. We stayed that way for at least 2 minutes. Oh, time lapse. Time lapse. Yes. Oh my God, it was wonderful. Yes, time lapse. Arting. Charity auction for artwork in DC. That way you can. Charity auction artwork for Indie CD. That way you can do it after all. Oh, I suppose we could. We will see which charities require things. Alrighty. I'm gonna run an ad so I can switch things over. Trey has suffered dearly at my shenanigans, so I'm gonna run her ad so that she is appeased and does not, start gnoming me or something far, far worse. Yeah, like I'd complain about gnomes or other lawn implements. You know me too well. I mean, I've got a 10-inch Bigfoot over here. And I just went to say that. I realized, run the ad, Nick. Shut up and push the button. Nobody needs to know what was going on over there. There was no hand wave going on. Alrighty. Oh, wow. 8 comments. Meds are kicking in. Fever is lowering. Woot! Glad you're feeling better. Woo, hope you feel better soon. Get better. Yes, they wear off overnight. Okay. Art time with Nick. And we need some Muzak. So what can the wonderful Dan Hallfield feed me right now? Yeah, we're going straight to highly energetic articles boogie. Hold on, and I will pull down the audio so I am not overdriven per chat request. Got the chat still up, and let's go. Alrighty, we're going to do our usual, but in semi-turbo mode. So I need to do a sky. Okay, we're going to do that. Sure, let's go. Let's go. What are we doing? I don't know, but we've got the airbrush going. Yum, yum. Yum, yum. Gotta hit the edges, but yum, yum. Get those clouds. Oh, look at that definition. I'm feeling kind of broody here, but I'm cold, so I can do cold, broody art. Ah! Dust bunnies attack. Unfortunately, they're not as cute as the ones on Big Comfy Couch, which may be the most, adorable puppet ever. Oh, let's see. I almost not coughing anymore. Only took a month. Oh, good. See everyone tonight. Toodles! This is going to be one of my short streams, clearly. Nick, you went nearly 2 hours before you even got to the artwork. I know. I'm such a pain. I would say mea culpa, but I regret nothing. The winter cough is very difficult to get rid of now. Here. And we're going to go with our heavy ink. Of course I'm going to my heavy pen. Where is... Nope. Thick paint. Thick oil paint. Not at 17. I want my 20 back. I want my 20 back, 20 back, 20 back. Let's go! So So we're going to cut this across. Oh, it's so good. Oh, God. Man, it has been way too long since I've been out to Lake Superior. It's beautiful out there, just cold. And that's part of what the temperature feels like to me. It feels like the beach at Lake Superior. So we're going to get this guy out there. And we're going to go... with this. Cut this in. Have faith, have faith. Trust the process. Because this is going to be the shadows of the waves. Trust the process. The ocean and large Great Lakes are actually usually, not always, but usually shades of green, not blue. It's, again, it's not always, but it's there. Now, we've got this going on. We've got some nice light swell action going on. We're going to grab our blurry dude. Use the fingertip tool. Right now I'm just shuffling it a bit, just stretching down. Gonna put some surges up from the darker base. I'm going to add more color to it. I have plans, but right now it's just about getting some interesting mix going and getting the waves to be nearly breaking and shaped the way I want. This is the part I like to think of as digital sculpture. Do you have to? Do you have to linger? Song always goes through my head when I think about it. 90 minutes before art. Well, I'm sorry about that. Every time you were Blade, the song is you. Well, I'm glad you're having fun with it. That's okay. I was a talkative day, and I honestly had to do a lot of kind of mental and physical warm up to physically warm up because it's still quite cold in here, and they're still working, which means it's going to be very expensive. And I found out a delivery that I was supposed to get today, and I was very excited, was indeed delivered to the wrong house. So I get to deal with that when this is said and done. Or Mandy has. I'm not sure. Let's see. Just get this done. It's funny, but this is actually one of the times of the year I like to go to the beach. Because, and I want to grab just a bit lighter. Yep. I want to get that kind of, there's a gap. It's hard to explain, but the light starts to bend and flux kind of in a lamellar? What? There's a state that the water gets through where the light is coming through it. I can't remember the word. It starts with an L. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Where it's the same effect, or tied to the effect that makes it look like the water coming out of a faucet is a crystal stop. Not going to just point out, it wasn't 2 hours. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And you know what? All you guys told me time lapse. I forgot. That's okay. Do I have the undo bar? No, this app, one of my other apps has an undo bar where I can literally just timeline around. I'm not too worried about this one because this is just water play. I do it a lot. I'll flatten that out just a bit. Big. This is the whoa. This is the equivalent of using a wet brush to just smooth everything out a bit. Let it settle. So you can get this nice kind of fluid feel. I was thinking today about the time I got ripped out to sea. Well, out in the middle of Lake Michigan and had to swim back. How powerful, how I suddenly understood the word elemental in a way I never really did beforehand. To watch and feel the pressures when I dip down to recover from the waves, and just the bleakness and the unfeeling, because the lake's going to do what the lake's going to do. And when it does, it tends to, it doesn't care. When you're dealing with the real elemental forces, they don't usually care about what you have to say. I mean, it's still civil to speak well to them if you're going to, but you can see the waves and the breakers kind of coming in. I need a little bit more of that paintbrush over here. Just a little bit of happy. Gives us, even though we can't see the sun, you can see where it's kind of refracting through. And that's always fun. Saw the sandworm that stalks Trey go by again. That was amusing. Alrighty. So while I'm working on this, guys, what artsy projects are you guys working on? I know we're 2 days away from Valentine's Day. But let me know. I'm adding a normal layer. I'm going to cut. That's going to be probably my background. I don't know if I want a lot of stuff in this. I just kind of like the way the water is. So you know what? I usually go for this more in the middle. More towards the edges. But I may just do something different. I may just do something like this. And I don't know if I like it. I don't know. We're just going to see. And I'm just using wide strokes, but they're even for the most part. Slightly overlapping for fill. I don't know if you can hear my pen just tap, 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 tapping away. The Great Lakes are not to be trifled with, especially Lake Superior in November. Oh, Chris. I should have known that you would reach out and bring up the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. The big lake they call you should be. The big lake that said never gives up the day. When the gales of November come through, with a load of iron ore, 26,000 and more. When the Edmund Fitzgerald waved good. The river the bone to be true. Wow. Sorry. That song has a great deal of of meaning to me. It, sorry, I slipped for a bit there. Just, you don't know, but you just took me back quite a bit. I really got pulled. And, wow. It just, man. See, I spent some time frequently on in the summers on beaches, lakes area. And, I've been to Whitefish Bay, and I've seen pieces of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And I met some people at that point in time who were very important to me. But as life goes on and things happen, well, that importance faded. I became less important to them, I'll say. But I did have a grand adventure or two because of them. Including one time I was... If you go on the Canadian side of the Big Lake, last time I left the country, and this is before you needed a passport and such, I went to a Canadian park in Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay? And I ended up walking this trail that led you to a cliff face. And hanging this tiny ledge that you were only able to stay on because there was this ancient and hand-worn, almost felt like wrought iron chain, big links that had been smoothed by the hands of people who had held on to them. Had a really eerie feeling. And the wind was blowing cold that day, even though it was summertime. And I hung off there, holding on, and inched my way along this cliff to see ancient Neolithic / cave paintings. I mean, like 50,000-year-old paintings on the side of this cliff of Mishipeshu, the great lake god, who would become angry and would shake his terrible tail and he would cause all the storms on Lake on Lake Superior. Literally, the folks who called the thing Gitchaguma. And I mean, to touch a place where you knew the art of another person has been long enough to be in a geological scale of a beast that they revered as a god and matches our current legends of lake monsters. When you look at this thing, it was an awe-inspiring and awesome moment. And I was reminded of it, ironically, the day I got ripped out. The day I got pulled out to the currents. And nearly drowned by a rip current that took me, a couple miles out offshore when a storm came in. I'll tell you, there was a moment when I was on the very edge out there, and there's a drop off where it goes from being a manageable depth of like 50 feet, maybe 30, 50 feet. And then it drops to the channel that leads, and leads out to Lake Michigan. And the current was trying to pull me down, like not just like the surface field, but a whole river was trying its darndest to pull me into literally what you could refer to as the abyss. And at one point I was so exhausted, and I had it. I mean, I'd been fighting it for probably an hour at that point, and the storm had whipped up, so the waves were just battering me. I mean, the swells, once I got that far out, were somewhere between 6 and 8 feet, which isn't a lot by oceanic standards, but it, it's a lot when you're the thing out in the water. Oh, that's not the right shade. Go full black with that. I need to go slightly smaller because the leaves are too big. Actually, dramatically smaller. That's it. There we go. There was a point where I was floating, and I'm just kind of starfished out, and I dropped down to like, I started to feel the pressure, so I was right at the bottom of one atmosphere. I was about 15 feet down, which is where I normally stop when I'm free diving because I don't want to damage my ears. At least I used to. But to feel the awesome pressure, it was like being gazed at by, almost like being looked at by a god. It was raw and it was a different experience because, it's easy to get scared. It's easy to feel the the fear of sharks or whatever, especially when you've been out there and you're out on the edge. I won't get that. But it was like there was something else there. Something immeasurably old and just a power and a patient hunger to it. I think that day I met the lake. And it's funny because I've been to the Pacific Ocean, and I've been to the Atlantic Ocean, and I have been to the Gulf. Been to, I think, all but one of the Great Lakes. I may have seen the last one. Can't remember. I have to think about it. I have to look at the maps of the trips I've been on. But that day, in a way I can't describe, it was a realization of, I had absolute faith, I had absolute knowledge in that moment that if I relented, if I stopped, if I went under again, I wouldn't come back up. And it would take me. And so I came to the surface, and I looked out, and this was at the Portage Riverwalk. Portage Riverwalk has a building that's almost shaped like this rock up on top of the hill. And the waves were so bad that all I could see is, if it was this rock, something about the size of this little dude's head, that was a seagull that happened to be standing, perched on the peak of this roof. And if it had moved, I would have lost direction, because that was the only landmark I had. So, if you're ever in a current like that, you can't fight it. You really can't. If you fight it, you'll exhaust yourself. It will kill you. And I'm not being facetious. I'm not being exaggerating. It will kill you. So what you have to do is go perpendicular. You have to go edge along the shore, and you just go till the current lets you go, and then you swim back to shore. And I think it took me 2 or 3, somewhere between 2 and 3 hours of side stroke. And thank God my dad was in the Navy and he taught me how to side stroke, because that's very sustainable. When a lot of people swim, they think of what's called the Australian crawl, which is it's the big splashy number. It's very fast, but it burns a lot of juice. And it'll wipe you out. But the side stroke is very efficient. And I would do the side stroke as long as I could, and then I'd have to dead man float for a little bit, which again my dad taught me how to do. And when it left, I could stroke, just swim, and it just became this grudge match between me and the dang lake. And it was weird because I could feel the current constantly trying to pull me under. Constantly trying to seize with unimaginable force. And it just, when I got to shore, I remember just flopping, and the weird one was I had to keep crawling because the 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 rip was so strong. Even though I got to shore, I could feel it pulling the sand out from under my feet. It was like the lake itself was clawing to try to pull me back in. And the rain was still pouring down, and I was a half-drowned, rampant mess. But I'll never forget it. And I do swim, but I prefer not to swim alone for just that reason. Because it's one of those where I know what can go wrong. Let me look at the calendar real quick. Monday the 17th. Cool. I'll save as NTF. $2.17. Boy, this year's going fast. 24. 25. Wow. Yeah, I'm tired, guys. Oh no, not Clip Studio, JPEG. That reminds me that I have to go back to the other one. Okay, let me do this real quick. I got to export this as a PNG. Gazing on. There we go. I just need to lose the dock clip. I'm going to save it so that I can do prints or whatever with this. All right. File new. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to get rid of this. Save. That's fine. Cancel. Close. Yes, I think that fits. I will hit time lapse, and I'm going to record an ad. So let's, I'm not record an ad, I'm going to play an ad. I've recorded ads. Let's get one to hype you guys up a bit. Let's get hype a bit. Just a little bit of hype, because you guys love it. Feel free to sing along.
It's time to scan, that is the plan, with Carl and Dawn to catch a fawn or unicorn. We're so forlorn, we got a Koepp, so here's our rep. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we've got to Munsey. Download that app and help us Koepp, and you can play it too. Munsey is good exercise, good for your heart and for your thighs. Dawn is such a lovely lass. Come on, Dawn, get off your Munsey. We want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we got to Munsey. Download that app and help us Koepp, and you can play it too.
Alrighty, thank you for that. I'm right on my usual schedule of about half hour per picture. Oh God, I'm gonna have to draw a character now. Let me see. Do I like this pen today or not? Oh, not in red. I don't. Come on. Give me a color I can work with. There we go. I may need to look up a reference real quick, but we'll see. I have to be, dressed. I have to be very careful as I figure this character out because of my audience. But we'll just work this character out here. And I'm still at the roughy sketchy stage. I forgot the music. And I do apologize for missing a lot of the comments. I kind of got into story mode. And honestly, I wasn't even all here. I kind of... Give me a second. I want to look up a little bit of clothing reference. And okay, that's what I was looking for. Go back. I don't need that. Great. Now I'll be getting ads for Irish women's clothing on Etsy. That's... There we go. This is still the sketch layer, so we're not too worried yet. Looks like cap sleeves. Yeah, cap sleeves. Gotcha. Or just about. Do it like this. Oh no, I'm still in sketch mode. So we got a comment. Hold on. Blink. No worries about talking, Nicholas. I'm listening and enjoying it. Well, I'm glad. I'm trying. What I am working on right now is roughly the image of the lady who went through my mind when I heard the name of the person who complained in Laporte. And I'm doing construction, and I've been trying to oftentimes skip construction. But, sometimes you need it. And yes, my hands are just a touch shaky. That is because of the tendon damage. Sorry, folks. Hopefully, it will shortly improve. Rise a little now. Okay. Not bad for a sketch layer. It does basically what it needs to do. How's that buckle look? Okay, standard. I know. My sloppy setup work. That's fine. You're gonna add a layer. Come back to this one, put it down to about there. Back to our second layer. We're gonna grab a pen I actually like this time because I don't think I want that rugged pen. I usually like something a little cleaner. Might be Serotan. Kind of getting that Serotan feel. Oh yes. Nope, wrong layer? No, that's the right layer. Oh, right layer, wrong color. Aha, that's what's wrong. I will have my black, please. Not like super angry, she's just a little bit of Karening. She is definitely telling Joe off about whatever's going on. Joey doesn't deserve to be told off by a lady in a hat with a poofy ball. But with a name. Like theirs. Certain thoughts just kind of had to go through my mind. I had no choice. Every once in a while, something will happen. If you tell me a character's name, and I'm in the right mood, I will break something. No, hello, leg spasm. Did you break? No, you didn't. Haha, but I found something I was looking for. It just hurt. Sorry, physical therapy has left me with leg spasms. And I know, don't apologize for being hurt. Well, I apologize for inconveniencing people with my unsolicited antics due to pain. Such as the fact that I will admit, I may have been crotchety, cranky, and in general, a bit of a pain in the butt of late on certain subjects. And I acknowledge that. And I do apologize for any inconvenience or discomfort it causes, even though usually when I tell people things about things, I am right. I am sorry if me being right offends or bothers folks. And once again, I am reminded that I am the most Virgo to ever Virgo. At least according to some. But at least I know my flaws. Okay, anyways, like that. Cool. Anyway. There we are. Now, I really need to know how that went with Joe, because, like, the inspiration I'm getting of the woman who is yelling at Joe right now about what's going on in Laporte. If she's not saying something akin to "Ach!" and who'll be cleaning up this mess in my driveway? You best not be thinking it seems to you, because it shan't be me. Huh? And you calling yourself a Bachman? Why, I'll lather your hide. Leaving a work site so untidy. Tis a fine thing to build your fancy roads and enterprises and changes and roundabouts that no one bloody well asked for. But no. No. I draw the line at this asphalt in my driveway. Oh, what do you mean it wasn't you who did it? Was it the wee fairies coming in my driveway? Leaving a great mess? And another thing, you're out in this cold dressed like that. What manner of man are you? Your wife or your mother? They'll scold you, and they should. Ain't fit for man nor beast, and here you are, running around thinking yourself a great big grizzly bear. Well, I'm not having it. No. Too much. I know I shall be quiet. Don't you be talking to me like that, Fergus. Fergus, you get back in the house. This is no argument place for a wee little man like you. Get to sweeping. I'm speaking to this Bachman fellow. Out here. And are you going to do something about the potholes? Why, you can lose a whole cart and a wagon and 3 horses and a donkey in the one just in front of my driveway alone. There's plenty of asphalt to drop it in my driveway, but not into the pothole. I tell you. The wild hunt could have run through, making a bigger mess. You're lucky it didn't get into my potatoes. Fergus, bring me your shillelagh. I have to have a discussion here. There's a lad who needs percussive motivation. The man's a great beast. And what manner of man are you? What do you mean I told you to go back in there and hide? You great coward, get your wee self out here and defend your wife. I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, I feel for poor Fergus McFiggle. It's not his fault. It was a glandular condition. It's a wee little fella. I'm not supposed to laugh at my own jokes, but dang, that was funny. All right, sorry about that. Now let's see how she's doing. There we go. That's not bad. Do this. Do that. Do that. And that's good. Nick, how can you draw that pose so well? It's almost like I've seen it. And another thing. Okay, I don't like the way the bubble went, so I'm just do that. Maybe I'll fly a bubble. Do it like this. There we go. Oh, poor Fergus. Wait a second. I need to look at something because I realized. Go back. Don't like that one. Like the hat. Oh gosh. Poor Fergus. Look at this laugh. I just... They were destined to marry. They met when they were only 3. But she drove him to gray hairs and balding by 3rd grade. Katharine Hepburn and Maureen O'Hara could never be bigger shrews than her. And she knows it. She was too fierce a woman for Sean Thornton to even date. Go for it. Well, thanks to do the last of my breath. I think I might leave this sketch. Oh god, I'm gonna be hearing about this later. Oh, never mind. Nope, you're not wrong. I bet I don't get that there. Oh god, I'm crying. Y'all. I am literally crying. I'm laughing so hard inside. I needed this. Okay. Whew. Save as. Shit. Pickle. Oh, yes. I see it. I see it. Okay. Good area and bad area out. I may revisit this one at some point, but I am literally like, guys, I need a second. Wow. What's terrifying is there was somebody who this is their first stream seeing me. You know what I mean? At some point, they saw the picture and went, "What is this about?" Thank you. I gotta leave this one as is. Oh Lord, single layer JPEG. Actually, you know what? Let's do this as the thing, so I don't have to rename it. I actually imagined her a little thicker, so she may get a redraw when I'm conscious, but I could not. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. The terrible thing is she may show up in one of the Haints and Hellfire books now. I can see it. Oh, and it hurts. Oh my, ain't you just the star of the county down? Go. I need my tin whistle. No, I don't need my tin whistle. No one needs to deal with that. But okay, so we have that, and I have to do it. No, well, yeah, okay. I can export the time lapse. Sure, do that. Let's go. I forgot to do the other one. That's fine. The fine quality art piece with a moving background and a horrific story as I'm talking. Do I remember to time lapse it early even though I'm warned? Nah. Tit McFiggle? Tit McFiggle will find a place in all our hearts till the end of days. And she wishes a great many men that the road would rise up and meet their face. Okay. Oh, I gotta do Nevermind the Furthermore on it. Hold on. I'm so messed up. My sketch pads end up strange. Pendy buns make people uncomfortable. Okay. And yes, the and then from whoever wrote one more thing, Jackie. Honestly, I could hear her say, "And never mind the furthermore with me." Speak plainly, you get. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. Yep, this will be the one that finally gets me canceled. Anyway. I gotta figure out what I'm doing next. MTF 217. Okay, then it's 19. 25. There we go. Okay. One more. So we'll set this one up so you know it's there. And look, I'm hitting time lapse. Delete. Okay, just that. But and you make coffee. I have a little bit of coffee left. I'm not supposed to. We're gonna pause this music. No, there we are. And since we've been running his music...
Hello, I'm Dan Hallfield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Abelian Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.aphelion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much.
I just want to remind everyone that I'm pretty sure there are still plumbers in my house working on the boiler and pipes, and it's Briette's Heating and Cooling out of Fowler, Indiana. They obviously aren't paying me for a plug, but they've actually been really good by us. So unless they completely dorked this job up, which I doubt, they're really cool people, just letting you know they exist. But they've had to work on things and possibly hear me do the rants of a deranged Irish woman yelling at Joe for getting too much asphalt near her potatoes. I am sure this won't be something that becomes a story throughout Fowler. I am sure I won't hear about this from my D&D players. Once again, I am making friends and influencing people and demonstrating that I am a sane, rational being. And you know what? I think I'm going to have a drink and run another ad. So I haven't run hers in a while. Be back in about a minute. Alrighty. One more, folks. Any thoughts? Oh boy. Oh boy, Joe. Yeah, I have the door closed because this is the coldest room in the house. So I'm hoping to contain the cold in here. It's like, does that mean you're freezing your butt off more? I can't feel my feet. Oh, wait, I have neuropathy. I can barely feel my feet anyway. Who'd notice? But we need to do some more artwork. What kind of artwork shall we do? What kind of artwork shall I do? Let me see. I've been kissed by a rose on the... Phil, something less painful. There we go. That'll do. Come back here. And we grab... And this thing goes Susan. Whoa. No, but that had a neat effect. Never done that before. I have to remember. Oh. Also helps if I bring the image up, huh? That'll help. Let's see, what do we have? Puppy chasing a ball, nice and innocent. There was nothing uninnocent. She was a right and proper lady. I did time lapse. Yeah. I did not do Muzak. What do we got? We got a pow. Let's do Nature Walk. And we'll do that. So we'll let that do its thing. Yeah. I have, now I'm going to try to see if I can do it again. Airbrushed. Like this. And I was working on crafting a rose. I'm curious. I'm just going to keep doing this a bit. And because I had hit that, I accidentally used this, and I hit this. I did that. I kind of like it, guys. I mean, it's delightfully odd. That. But now I kind of like the format. Because I just go... This very soft. Okay, so the last one's going to be an experimental piece. Oh no, not an experimental piece. I can go a little abstract and just play with it a bit. Let's see if I can do that. I really like how this is working out. It's just kind of nice and just a touch trippy. Man, I really should have waited and reached out to Nita Lanning. She'd be the perfect person for this imagery. I bet she would have interesting art opinions. We're going to just keep doing this for a bit. See where this bizarre little process I've developed is taking me. It's taking me places. And honestly, I like it. It's like a Rorschach test. real test. This. A bunch of this. Keep it as connected as possible. Let me come over here. Okay. Yeah. This is really cool. I mean, this is I don't even know what I'm doing here. But no, that's the wrong action. I almost want to change the background now. Let me see. Skip the fill. And yeah, there we go. It needed that. Yeah, the left one does. I can see the Koepp. That's kind of where I went in a similar place. This is. Let's see if this is going to work. That. Ah, too much. I don't. Oh, wrong. Oh, I did that on the wrong layer. That's what's going on. Oh. Okay. Well then. Grab that real quick. Okay. I think it's gone. Cool. Get back on the layer I'm supposed to be. Let's see if that doesn't help matters. We're experimenting, folks. Many years ago, Mark Kistler gave me my license to flop. My given ability to say, nope, you goof. You made mistakes. Because making mistakes is okay when you're learning and trying things. You know, I kind of like this. Yeah, sorry, that I didn't mean for that to be that bright. There was a mistake. I kind of dig this. This is not my usual art in any way, shape, or form. And it has that, might have been airbrushed on the side of a van feel. But I actually have to look at it on the other screen to have it feel like it's a real piece, because there's a little bit of color loss with the angle and the light shining down. yeah, I just dig it. I think I might just stop there. Not trying to rush things, but that was just not quite sure what this is, but it's fairly abstract, and I don't know. Yeah. If you guys like this method and you want me to do more weird things like that, let me know. Yeah. What it looks like to me is when you're dreaming about something, and as you wake up, right before the dream breaks, there's that moment where all the edges become very bright, and it just sort of, yeah. So we'll save that as just before waking from the dreams of, I can type, dreams of neon roses. I have to play with this method more. I have to sit and spend some time doing this. Sorry, I'm just sort of, I'm a little in shock by this. Every once in a while, my art will make me go, what is that? Mix art. I'm going to do classical. Ding! Goofy cartoon. Ding! Deep. But I dig it. So. Can't remember if I exported it. That was odd. And I love drawing flowers. I consider drawing flowers one of my greatest acts of defiance because of my history. Thank you, Sarah. Seriously, that means a lot. And I want to say, Dan, if you're still watching, this is one of my favorite tracks. I love, and the music had to heavily influence this one, because I did a music shift and then I did a misclick and everything went, okay, that was something. So let me save this one, export this as JPEG, NTF to 21, I believe, should be where I am. 25. I just save that there. I save that there. I save that there. Well, guys, that just became something. And while we think about what that became, it's time for a few ads.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at ndcd.org/about-anti-foxy. I hope to see you there.
Oh, sorry, guys. Ow, 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 ow. Yawning is no. Everything is unhappy with me right now. No, I got caught with a yawn because I woke up 2 hours earlier than usual, and having gotten to bed about 2.5 hours ago. Yeah. So let's run another ad. And we'll run Thesis's winter ad.
Welcome, friends. I'm Belated Thesis, and this is my tea house. Come join me every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time as we discuss Chinese culture, history, philosophy, and of course, martial arts. You can find me at youtube.com/BLADEDTH3SIS. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea, or the drink of your choice, and join the discussion.
And we have our usual wrap-ups.
Hi, bunnies. This is Robin Yoda. Just wanting to let you know I have a Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/Robin Yoda. You can catch me there Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific playing Stardew Valley, Saturdays at 2 p.m. playing The Sims 4, and Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific playing a random game from my Game Pass library. You can also find me Mondays on my YouTube channel, Robin Yoda the Lilac Bunny. I hope to see you all there. Thanks for watching.
And I'm glad you guys are watching. I'm glad you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you to the people who've stayed this long into a very strange broadcast. I want to remind everybody one more thing before I wind down.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel. But otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Oh, my pleasure. Your music is amazing, Dan, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. See, and have a great day. I was total lurking mode. Nick, you cracked me up with Joe's Mean Gal. Can't wait to see the story. So can I, because I'm just kind of intrigued and invested. I have a feeling I'll like my version of her better, but that goes without saying. Wow, my beard is like extra floofy today. All right, guys. I know it's been a long one and a long day, but we all seem to have fun, and it is going to get better as long as we are taking care of each other. Reach out to the people you know. If you have a little extra, share it with somebody who has a little less. And if it looks dark, if the world ever looks dark, you can really, you can succumb to it. You can just let that darkness harden you. Or you can choose to remain soft, knowing it will hurt more. And try to be the light that others might not have. Because right now, we need the light. We need love. We need joy. And I'm going to keep trying to build a place where that lives, where you guys can find a relief and distraction and support, motivation, accountability, and a very specific kind of deranged entertainment. But I hope I've done some good. I'm no frontline fighter anymore. But that's never been my strength anyway. So, when you are presented pain, turn it into art, and the world becomes better. You are loved. So, guys, keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating, because as long as you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you can't edit a blank page. Thanks for sticking around, not just on here, but in my life and in this world. For some of us, that can be a hard thing. I love you, and you should too. Toodles all.